Alright guys, it's me again, the Gun Nut. Today, on request of a viewer for the review I done on the Black Rain Ordnance AR, using my GoPro here so I can use both my hands. Right there, the Black Rain Ordnance. We're just gonna do a field strip. So, he was just wondering if I could do a video on field stripping this for him. So sure, like I said, I have no problem whatsoever doing things for y'all. Y'all just comment. I'll do my best to the best of my abilities. Again, I am not a professional. This is my hobby. I'm a gun enthusiast. I love guns. If there's questions that y'all ask, by all means, I will do my best to my abilities to answer them for you. And if I don't know them, trust me, I know somebody that does. I know a lot of people that will know more guns than I do. So enough of that. Let's field strip this thing. So we got the Black Rain Ordnance. As you can see here, one there, got a push pin there, and a push pin here. So what you want to do first is actually clear. As you can see, we have no magazine. Magazine's out. Make sure your bolt is empty. No, there we go. Hammer down, it clicked. So it's all clear. So now what we want to do is push this back bolt, the push pin right here. Push that through. The pin won't come out. It'll just pop out and it'll stay there. So now this whole thing will fold down. Oops, bang. And it folds like that. Now you can go from here and take out the bolt, the charging handle. Really, that's all you really need to do to clean it. I like to actually tear down the whole thing. Actually take the lower away from the upper, so I push the other one in, pull it out as well. That way my lower is up out of the way and I can get in there freely to, wow, I need to clean this thing. But I can get in there and clean it freely and everything. So we'll put the lower to the side for right now. Now your upper. There we go. And take the charging handle out. Bolt. Now when you're taking the charging handle out, notice how it won't come out until I push up on it. Now there is a groove. I don't know if you can see because of the camera. You see how it's charging handle's got notches on there? It's right there, cut out, the little notches. Inside here as well, you'll see it's got, it's kind of hard, but inside if you look, it's got notches cut out for the charging handle. So get that done. So now you can clean the inside, everything. Wow, this thing is dirty. Yeah, I need to clean it myself. But okay, enough of that. We'll put that to the side. And now to tear down the bolt. If you want to, you can take some Allen wrenches. I don't necessarily. I might do it maybe once every 3,000 or 4,000 rounds. I actually take the whole thing apart, take the Allen wrenches apart and clean all that, but you don't necessarily need to. You got a small pin in there. If you can't reach it with your fingers, I don't know who doesn't have a knife on them or just something with a little end on it, with a pointy end. You can take the pin and pull it out like so. Small little cotter pin, just take that out. Then you can push the actual bolt back, turn. That should come out as you're turning. Your firing pin should come out. There we go. Now you can turn this right here. There you go. Voila, apart it comes. You can still go furthermore with the bolt itself. You can take the extractor out just by using the firing pin. the very tip of the firing pin. It's got the little roll, I guess you can say a little roll pin in there. You can take it on one end, put your firing pin in there, and push it out. Again, yeah, it's supposed to come out. There we go. Okay, you might need this one being stubborn on me. Last time it came out pretty smooth, but I want it to be a little pain in the rear. There we go. Don't lose that very small roll pin. I just used the cotter pin itself. I used a fire pin to start it out, and then took the cotter pin and just rammed it in there to pull the pin out. And there's your extractor. Now you have a small spring right here, so make sure you don't lose that as well. It may not come off. So now you can actually clean everything. With the bare necessities, I mean, I'll just use the knife to get it started. Some of you might be able to get the cotter pin out from the carrier itself. So there you have it. Clean it out, do all that. If you want to, you can go furthermore by taking the trigger group out, but I don't even do that. I just kind of wipe everything down. You can also take the firing pin, and from time to time, yes, you still need to lube up the spring on the buffer. So you can push that buffer down. There's a small pin in there you got to push in, and it slowly comes out. And I'm using the firing pin for all of this. So there you go. Got your buffer and your spring. Pull that out, give that a good wiping down, clean it up, put it back in there. And what I like to do to put oil on this, I just get a small rag, damp some oil on it, and just kind of twist it all the way around it, all the way down. So y'all bear with me. I'm using my GoPro, and I'm trying to, every now and then I'm looking up at my camera or on my phone. I've got the app, the GoPro app, so that way I can make sure that y'all are seeing this as well. Slide that back in there, and here's the tricky part. You've got to, it won't push in all the way. Best thing I found to do is on the buffer on this one, it's got like some flat spots on it, just the way it's made. I like to choose the flat side. Let me see if I can get in there so that way y'all can see this as well. Push the pin in. Didn't work that time. Let me try it again. Get that in there. There we go. And voila. Buffer. Springs back in there. And now, firing pin. Let's assemble the bolt group back together. So let's start off by putting the extractor back on. Just make sure, before you put this on, make sure your spring, you still got it in there, you're not losing it. Just slide it in. Oh, great. Remember when I was telling y'all, don't lose that small little there it is. Okay, that's what I meant by do not lose it. It's very small, very easy to lose. Take that in there and push that back in. There should be no end sticking out on it. The both sides of that roll pin should be to where it's smooth. All right, that's back in there. Now we can drop this back in. Oh, let me show you one thing. This will only go one way, I figured out, because it slides in there. So see how this won't go in this way, but then this side it drops in. See, it won't go all the way through. So it's kind of dummy proof. If it doesn't, you know, remember when you were small, them little, I guess you can say the shapes block toy that you used to play with when you were little? That's what it is. You sit there, oh, it's not going in. Turn it around. Guess what? Oh my goodness, it fits in there. Alright, so now that you know which side of that it fits on, you can actually put that back in there. When you put this in, there we go. Slide it in. I'll turn this around like that. Before you go putting the cotter pin in, don't forget about your bolt, because the cotter pin will actually slide. When you put your bolt in, it'll actually slide in there like so, and that keeps your pin from falling out. So we'll just slide that back in there with the bolt all the way back, and push that in there like so. Okay, that's a first. There we go. All the way in. You see how a minute ago it wasn't going all the way in? And I said, oh, that's a first. Make sure that your cotter pin is closed really tight, and you'll see it stick out, protrude on the other side. So, and there you have it. You make sure, it's kind of hard to see with that little hole right there. That's where your firing pin's going to come through. So push in. Notice how it didn't come out. You can go in the